Hey everyone, this is Craig with an Unreal Engine 4 tutorial. This is part 1 of making an ammo reload system. In this first part of the series, we're going to set up our project using the first-person template, modify the character gun to fire a limited amount of projectiles, and then set up the start of the reload event. So without further ado, let's get into it. So we're going to start off by creating a new project. And for this we're going to use the blueprint first person. I should also probably mention I'm going to do a C++ version of this in the future. So I'm just going to go ahead and name the name of the project to Ammo Tutorial, and I'm going to include the starter content because why the hell not? And I'm just going to make sure it's saving where I want it to, not on my SST where it's going to take up space. And we're going to create the project. And so that's just going to load. So yes, I plan with all my tutorials to do a blueprint and a counterpart C++ version for all of them. So now we have our project open. So first thing we need to do is we're going to go to Blueprints and open up our character. Drag this up here. So you can see here we already have the default input action fire event in here. So we need to kind of break this open a bit. So I'm just going to drag this down from there. Drag it a little more, just give me some space to work with. And I'm going to get rid of this input touch stuff because I don't really care about that. So basically this means whenever fire is pressed, it basically plays the animation. But before we play the animation, we want to check to see whether we have the necessary amount of rounds in the gun to fire. So first, we're just going to disconnect that, and we're going to create a new variable. I'm going to call this gun ammo. And gun ammo is going to be an integer. Go ahead and compile it really quick so I can set a default value. Now the default value I'm going to set to 30, which I feel is a fairly balanced amount for a gun to fire. So next, give me one moment. So next we need to basically do an if check. So when this is pressed, we're just going to do an if check, also known as a branch in Unreal 4. So we're going to have to do so basically this acts as an if check. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself there. So basically if the condition we pass in is true, it'll basically run that. Otherwise, it'll go down this path if it's false. So what is our condition going to be? Well, we want to know if the gun ammo is greater than 0. So we're going to take gun ammo, and we're going to get it. So this is the amount of ammo in the gun. We're going to drag off that, and we're going to see if it is greater than. So if gun ammo is greater than, and 0, well, we don't want anything below 0 because then we would have negative ammo, which is not really possible. So if gun ammo is greater than 0, we're going to go ahead and fire. So next we need to do a little bit of math when we set gun ammo. So we need to set the new gun ammo. Now we don't want it set to 0. We want it set to we want to set it to remove 1. So we're just going to do a little math operation on gun ammo. And we're going to subtract 1 bullet for each time it fires. So now we have our new gun ammo set. And we hooked it up back into the animation. So now if it's false, what we're going to do is we're going to print a string. Obviously, you'd want to tie this to the HUD. I'm not really familiar with working with HUDs yet. That is something I am currently learning, and I will probably put out tutorials as I learn on that, as I did with this one. So we're going to print out a string when it is out of ammo. So we're going to say out of ammo, please load. So, if we go ahead and compile that, we go over here and play. And I'll just fire this off until it's out of ammo. And so now you can see it's telling me that I am out of ammo, and it's telling me I need to reload. So let's go back to our blueprint. So now we have this all set up to basically check to see if the ammo is greater than 0, and that the gun has ammo to fire. So now let's set up the reload. So for that, we need to first go to our project settings. And under engine, we're going to go to input. And here we have the action mappings, which we have the jump and the fire. Fire, which we've, obviously modified. So we're going to add a new one, and we're going to call this reload. And under this, we're going to bind this to the default in pretty much every first-person shooter for reload to R. And we're going to just close out of that. So now, go over here, give myself some space. We now have the action event for reload. I'm just going to toss that right there. And so, to reload, all we're going to do is set gun ammo back up to 30. That's it for now. So let's go back in here and we'll play. Let's go ahead and fire this all again. So now it's telling me, out of ammo, please reload. So I hit R. And then again, I'm out of ammo. So that's pretty much it for this first part of the tutorial. We now have our gun modified to only shoot 30 projectiles before it needs to reload, and we've started on the reload function, which admittedly is rather small at this point, but it will get more complex in this next part. So in the next part, we're going to set it up so that our character has an ammo pool to reload from, and then we're going to modify the reload event to be smart in how much it reloads.